Hello, my name is Johnny. Welcome to another Marvel character talk. If you'd like, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, like, reply, and share. It's a really cool series. I'm going to just look at all the covers, and these are double-sided covers, so they're very interesting to look at. And it was came out in the end of '85, and it went for 2 years to the end of '87. And it was the blending retelling of the Marvel Universe back when it's going to have its 25th anniversary. So that's cool. And here we are all these years later. This is good. End of this year, this is going to be 40 years old when this started. I got them divided into fives. So it was a really neat book. I might do a look through the first one. So far I've only reread 1 through 3. And it's 32 pages, no ads, and it has a little bit of new artwork by like Ron Franz and I think John Byrne and so forth. And then a lot of the old Silver Age, and then some of the things from the 70s and 80s that touched back on the origins of the stories. So it starts out with Fantastic Four, of course, and then it gives some of the backstory, as you're seeing there, of Alpha Flight and stuff. This one, you can see I got 2 in the bag. I bought 2. And this is back in the day when I was buying them and stored them in a comic thing. And all I could do is to get the bags. They didn't either have the backing boards originally, or I never started getting them at that time period. So a lot of them have a little bit of, from going in the box, a little bit like this, a little bit of things that they need to be flattened out. Like I said, very cool. There's Galactus. There's the back cover. You can see the Ron Friends type artwork. Doctor Strange. So it's cool. So they're going to have the first appearance of Peter Parker getting his powers, the first Hulk. I'm going to show the first scrolls, and that's in Fantastic Four #2. Then you're going to have Submariner and Doctor Doom and FF4 and 5, and more with Spider-Man. And in the first one too, they showed a little bit of Ant-Man getting his powers. This is going to feature some of the backstories for the mutants. Before the X-Men, there were the mutants. And then their stories joining Charles Xavier's school. So that's going to be a lot of the things. And we're going to get into Thor. I like the early thing looking like a pumpkin. Getting into the Hulk stories. That was neat. That was Hulk #3 when he first fought the Circus of Crime. But they're taking a little bit of liberty here because Princess Python didn't show up in that. She didn't show up until the second appearance of the Circus of Crime in Amazing Spider-Man 16, the one with Daredevil. That's when Princess Python first was there. There's Ant-Man. So Henry Pym's going to become Ant-Man. That's 5. Let's look at 6 and 7. Puppet Master, he's always so weird. So I'm going to have the first, what is that, Yin Sing? First Iron Man. And there's, what's that, Surtur battling Odin. And this is going to be like Spider-Man 1, where Jameson is introduced. And then the backstory with Rhodey. There's Alicia. It's interesting to see these early type costumes. Some more of Spider-Man 1 in this one. And that's going to be from Fantastic Four 12, the first meeting of the Hulk and Fantastic Four, and the first short battle with the Thing. More fighting Doctor Doom. Tony making his gray armor gold. First Doc Ock. First Vulture. Let's see the Watcher. He shows up for the first time in FF13 with Red Ghost and Super Apes. There's Radioactive Man fighting Thor. So cool covers, and you notice these are throwbacks to, you know, redo of artwork from the covers or the splash pages and so forth. First Avengers and the first X-Men, so they're up to the cover date time period of September of '63. Doctor Strange is coming along. More Doctor Doom. That was a neat one with Doctor Doom and Ant-Man teams up with them in FF, what is that, 16. And there's Spidey 4 and Spidey 6. We've got the Sandman and the Lizard. There's Molecule Man. That was FF20. There's the Avengers there. He gets rid of his yellow and he's into his regular. And Ant-Man becomes Giant Man. And then they meet Submariner and they team up to fight him. That's a real good one. I've done a video on that. Avengers 3. I don't know if I've done a look through page by page on that, but I'll do that eventually because it's one of my favorite stories. The early Silver Age. And showing Captain America's going to come back. There's the Blob. Got the Mandarin showing up. Electro. That's a takeoff of the picture in Sinister 6, Spider-Man Annual #1, a full pager Ditko did, and this is this version of it. And we finally got Daredevil coming along in early '64, and they're gonna have a little backstory with Elektra. And what's that, Stick? So they, you know, they're combining everything to tell the story of how, in like a linear fashion. There's Zemo. Goblin, that's the great one, Avengers 26. You can get that one for not that much money in low grade. Fantastic Four number 26, where the Avengers guest star. If you don't have any Silver Age and you would like those two things, you might want to think of picking that up. This is cool with the cover corner. So we've got, that's going to be by X-Men 4. They're introducing the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants with Wanda and Pietro. The Owl. And Electro fighting Daredevil, and he's in his yellow outfit. Diablo, that was FF30. So I'm going to show a little background on Clint and Simon before they were Hawkeye. Here he is with Swordsman. Their stories there. That's that team up one I was talking about with Ringmaster. That's Spider-Man 16. That's Kang is Avengers 8. These take a long time to read too, because there's a lot, like I said, 32 full pages, and in between some of the panels, there's writing telling you about how the story flows and everything. That's another good one. I got that one. X-Men #9, the meeting of Avengers and the X-Men. There's the Dread Dormal move. Guns a bargain. There's Simon. He was dead for a long time, all through the 60s and into the 70s before they really brought him back. There's Eunice. That's number 8, X-Men. And here we got, it's going to have really like the team up of the Frightful Four. They were in FF 36, 38, and 41, 42, and 43, so they really used them a lot when they first introduced them. Then it flowed right into the Inhumans, and then that would go into the Silver Surfer Galactus story, and that would go into the Black Panther, so they had a whole big run on the Kirby, Stan Lee FF at that time period. There's Kazar. I really like these, the humanoids with the leader. That was the Ditko Lee stories and Tales to Astonish. 18, there's The Stranger. So they took away, that was the end of the original Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. They're introducing Nick Fury instead of just Sergeant Fury, and there's Hydra. And then there's Crusher Creel, the Absorbing Man. I think that's from Journey into Mystery 114. So this is Avengers 16 when the team changed. There's the Crime Master and the Green Goblin. That's 26 and 27. That's the Trial of the Gods. That's Journey into Mystery 116, I believe. And here's FF 39 and 40. A blind man shall lead them, with Dr. Doom and Daredevil. There's the Minotaur. That's Avengers 17. And then we got stuff going on with the Hulk and Tales to Astonish. More X-Men, the Juggernaut. What was that? Juggy was 12 and 13. X-Men. Old Juggy. There's the Destroyer. I think that's 118 with the Thor. And then we had Eternity meeting Doctor Strange, and was that Strange Tales 146. Face of Tiger, you just hit the jackpot. So they have a special story all about Mary Jane. We got the Dragon Man, Medusa. More from the Inhumans. Not quite sure why they got them brown there. And that's FF Annual 3, The Wedding. And then they're going to show Galactus. Norrin Rad, Silver Surfer. And I'm filming this. This is the end of April, so we got about 3 months before the Fantastic Four movie comes out. See how that goes. And number 25, Last, the Origin of Silver Surfer. A nice big picture of Galactus here. So I don't know if they planned it. It was going to just go that long and just hit all those high notes of the early to mid-60s, or if it could have went on longer. But that's what I have, 1 through 25. They probably reprinted this in trade paperbacks and so forth. So it's something you might want to check out. Until next time, another Marvel Character Talk video. Thanks for watching.